Roger, LF. Understand you are on the bottom. Congratulations, Victor. Congratulations.
The Mariana Trench has always been a place of mystery, but now, advanced AI imaging has uncovered a colossal structure moving through its depths. An AI scan has uncovered a structure so unusual that it has scientists whispering in wonder and leaving the rest of us gasping with questions. Is it geological? Is it biological? Or could it be something entirely unexpected? Today, we're plunging into the abyss to explore this strange finding. And trust me, you'll want to stay with me until the end. AI with a mission. The Mariana Trench has always been more than just a geographical location. It's a reminder of how little we truly know about our own planet. This underwater chasm stretches nearly 36,000 feet below sea level. Deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Down there, the pressure is so crushing that most human-made submarines can't survive it. The water is pitch black, the temperature's freezing, and the silence is almost sacred. For centuries, it was thought of as a place beyond reach, a void where mystery lived and logic seemed to fade. But technology changes the game. In recent years, oceanographers have turned to artificial intelligence to process massive amounts of sonar data. Sonar creates maps by bouncing sound waves off the seafloor and measuring how long it takes for the echoes to return. Humans can analyze some of this data, but much of it is overwhelming, complex, chaotic, and layered with noise. That's where AI comes in. Unlike humans, AI can sift through thousands of hours of recordings, detect faint anomalies, and highlight patterns that might otherwise be missed. So when researchers recently fed sonar readings from the Mariana Trench into an advanced AI system, they expected maybe a clearer picture of rock formations or small quirks in sediment. What they got instead was a massive anomaly, a miles-long moving structure deep within the trench, something that looked out of place, something that didn't sit quietly like ordinary rock. And from that moment, the mystery began, the anomaly that got everyone talking. Imagine the reaction when the AI flagged a shape in the abyss. Not a blob, not static noise, but a long linear structure, almost like a ribbon of movement etched into the dark. On the sonar map, it stretched across miles of seafloor, appearing solid yet restless, like something shifting beneath the crust. The readings showed patterns that didn't line up with ordinary rock. The echoes bounced back strangely, and when researchers compared time slices, the formation didn't seem to stay still. It shifted subtly, but enough to raise questions. Was it just a quirk in the data? Possibly. But it didn't behave like a glitch. The structure reflected sonar in a way that suggested mass and density. Even more puzzling, the echoes weren't consistent, sometimes sharper, sometimes blurred, almost as if the structure itself was moving, changing, adapting. It was a discovery that both excited and unnerved the team. Something this large and this strange, sitting in the most inaccessible place on Earth, naturally sparks the imagination. It wasn't just data on a screen anymore. It was the beginning of a story no one expected to tell. What could it be? This is where the mystery really unfolds. The structure could be many things, and scientists are still wrestling with explanations. One of the most grounded theories is geological. The trench is part of a subduction zone where one tectonic plate slides under another, creating earthquakes and shaping the sea floor. Could this miles-long shape be a fault line in motion? Or perhaps a mud volcano, pushing sediment in pulses, expanding and contracting like a geological heartbeat? These are real natural processes that could easily confuse sonar readings. But then, there's the more intriguing speculation. Could this be biological? Could it be something alive, or at least formed by life? Some have wondered if a colony of deep-sea organisms could stretch across such vast distances, moving slowly as currents and chemistry fuel their growth. We already know about massive microbial mats that thrive on methane seeps. Could this be an even bigger version of that? A living structure that shifts subtly over time? And then, of course, come the whispers of something man-made. What if it's not natural at all? Could it be remnants of a massive submarine project? A sunken structure we don't yet understand? Or an experimental machine buried in the trench, forgotten by history but rediscovered by AI? While these ideas sound far-fetched, the absence of clear answers leaves room for speculation. Finally, there's the possibility that this is just a trick of the data. Sonar is prone to illusions, ghost echoes, stitched errors, overlapping reflections that can create phantom shapes. Could this be nothing more than an artifact, amplified by the AI's hunger to find patterns? Perhaps. But then again, scientists don't flag errors with such intensity unless there's something truly unusual at play. What we know. Even in the midst of uncertainty, some facts remain firm. We know the Mariana Trench is the deepest and one of the least explored regions of the ocean. We know sonar scans have mapped portions of it, but much of its geography remains incomplete. We also know that AI is now being used in serious marine research, with promising results in detecting features hidden in complex datasets. What makes this anomaly so striking is that it stands out even under scrutiny. The AI highlights random noise and something with structure, mass, and apparent motion. That alone makes it worth further study. Scientists are cautious by nature, so no one is leaping to wild conclusions. But they are intrigued enough to plan follow-up investigations, using new tools and different sensors to confirm or challenge the finding. This is how discovery works. You start with a question. You notice something unusual, and you build layer upon layer of evidence. And right now, we are at the very first layer of what could be a much bigger story. Echoes of history beneath the waves. The Mariana Trench has always been a place where mystery meets history. For centuries, it has symbolized the very edge of human understanding, a place that seemed bottomless and impenetrable. Long before computers or satellites, explorers relied on simple tools and boundless courage to try to measure its depths. They lowered rope soundings into the black water, tied weights to lines, and waited, hoping to touch something far below. Every attempt felt like reaching into infinity. The trench seemed to resist, as though it wanted to remain hidden from human eyes. In 1875, the HMS Challenger made the first serious attempt to measure it, dropping a cannonball weight attached to a rope. The reading they pulled up, nearly 5 miles deep, was so astonishing that many at first refused to believe it. How could Earth hold such an abyss, deeper than any mountain was tall? That moment forever changed how we saw the ocean. The Mariana Trench was no longer just a shadow on a map. It was a real place, terrifying in scale and humbling in mystery. Fast forward more than a century, and we return with technology beyond anything those early sailors could have imagined. We have satellites that map the contours of the seafloor from space, submersibles that can withstand pressure strong enough to crush steel, and now artificial intelligence capable of combing through oceans of data in search of the unseen. And yet, even with all this, the trench still keeps its secrets. It reveals just enough to intrigue us, then pulls the curtain back into darkness. That's what makes this new discovery so haunting. The miles-long moving structure uncovered by AI isn't just another oddity. It's the latest reminder that the trench remains untamed. Every time we get closer, it seems to whisper that mystery itself is part of its identity. One of the most exciting questions this anomaly raises is about life. Contrary to old myths of the deep being barren, the trench is far from empty. It is alive with creatures so strange they seem ripped from another world. Tiny amphipods scuttle through the sediment, surviving in waters colder than ice. Translucent snailfish drift like ghosts, their bodies adapted to crushing pressures that would flatten almost any other animal. In the blackness, entire microbial colonies bloom near chemical vents, feeding not on sunlight, but on the gases that seep from the Earth's crust. Life doesn't just exist here, it thrives in defiance of the impossible. That's why some scientists have begun to wonder whether the miles-long anomaly might somehow be tied to life itself. Could it be a colossal microbial mat, stretching farther than anything we've ever documented, shifting shape as chemistry fuels its growth? Or could it be something even more bizarre, a biological formation unlike anything we've ever catalogued, a slow-moving leviathan of living tissue buried in the mud? Even if the structure isn't alive in the way we think of animals or plants, it may play the role of a city in the deep, offering shelter to countless undiscovered organisms clinging to its ridges. Imagine colonies of creatures we've never seen before, using this massive form as a fortress against the dark. In some ways, that idea is even more thrilling than the thought of a single giant creature, because it means an entire hidden ecosystem could be waiting to be revealed. If life can thrive under the crushing weight of the trench, feeding on chemistry and shadows, then it makes you wonder, what else could life be capable of, both here and beyond Earth? The trench is a time capsule. Another way to look at this anomaly is through the lens of time. The trench is not just a geographical feature, it's also a natural time capsule. Sediments that fall into it often stay preserved for millions of years, untouched by surface currents. Some scientists even believe the trench holds chemical records of Earth's history, like frozen snapshots of ancient oceans. What if this structure is something ancient, buried long ago and only now being revealed by the slow crawl of tectonic shifts? Could it be remnants of geological formations from when continents looked entirely different? Or something even more mysterious? Perhaps an ancient wreck caught in a landslide and carried into the depths. The AI might have stumbled onto a relic of deep time, something that tells not just a story of the ocean, but a story of Earth itself. Why are we so fascinated by discoveries like this? Part of it is scientific curiosity, but part of it is deeply human. We crave mystery. We thrive on unanswered questions because they give our imaginations room to breathe. The Mariana Trench plays into this perfectly. It is the last frontier of our own planet, a place so inaccessible that it feels alien. When the AI flagged this structure, the scientific world responded with caution, but the human world responded with wonder. People immediately speculated, debated, and dreamed about what it could be. And maybe that's the real beauty here, the potential of a new discovery, and the reminder that even in an age of satellites, smartphones, and endless information, the Earth still holds secrets that can shake us to the core. The rumor mill runs wild. Of course, once the story hit scientific circles, the rumors took on a life of their own. Some compared the sonar image to a serpent, suggesting a creature longer than a football field curling through the darkness. Others joked about it being a hidden Cold War submarine project, finally rising from decades of slumber. There were even playful nods to science fiction, with people whispering about the possibility of alien technology buried at the bottom of the trench. While none of these claims are grounded in fact, they show how the human imagination leaps at mystery. The truth is, we crave stories. We want to believe there's something hidden, something waiting to be uncovered. And the Mariana Trench, with its eternal darkness and haunting silence, is the perfect canvas for these tales. The AI scan didn't just reveal an anomaly, it ignited a firestorm of speculation that ranges from the serious to the outlandish. The big question now is, what comes next? Scientists are not satisfied with leaving this as a mystery. Plans are already forming to rescan the trench using different sonar systems and cross-check the anomaly with magnetometers and seismic imaging. Each tool adds a new layer of perspective, helping to confirm or debunk the findings. If the anomaly holds up under scrutiny, the next step would be sending remotely operated vehicles into the trench, equipped with cameras, sensors, and sampling tools. This won't happen overnight. Exploring the Mariana Trench is one of the hardest challenges in science. The depth, the pressure, the cost, all of it makes every expedition monumental. But if this anomaly continues to appear, you can bet that someone will fund the mission. Because when something this big, this strange, and this unexplained shows up in the most mysterious part of our planet, you don't just look away. You dig deeper. Literally. What this means for all of us. The story of the anomaly is bigger than just science. It's about curiosity itself. It reminds us that our world is still full of secrets. We think we've mapped every mountain, crossed every desert, and flown across every ocean. But then the Mariana Trench laughs in our faces and says, "Not so fast. We still don't know what's hiding in the deep." And that's a beautiful thing, because mystery fuels imagination. It sparks stories, fuels science, and pushes us to keep exploring. And the role of AI here is just as important. This isn't about machines replacing humans. It's about machines helping us see what we could not see before. AI found a pattern buried in oceans of noise, and now humans get to ask the questions. Together, technology and curiosity create discoveries that could reshape how we see our planet. The story of the trench is still unfolding, and this anomaly may only be the beginning. As AI becomes more powerful, we will likely find more of these mysteries hiding in sonar data. Each discovery will challenge us to send better vehicles, build stronger submarines, and design sensors that can withstand the unimaginable pressure of the deep. The Mariana Trench could become the stage for a new era of exploration, one where humans and machines work side by side to uncover what has been hidden for millions of years. Maybe the anomaly will turn out to be a simple geological shift. Or maybe it will rewrite textbooks. Either way, the future of exploration is clear. The ocean still has stories to tell, and it is up to us to listen. So here we are. An AI has scanned the Mariana Trench and flagged a massive, miles-long moving structure. No one knows for sure what it is. Maybe it's geology. Maybe it's a quirk of sonar. Maybe it's something entirely new. What's certain is that the mystery has just begun, and the abyss has given us another reason to keep searching. What do you think this structure could be? A geological shift, a biological wonder, or something even stranger? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your theories. Don't forget to subscribe so we can keep diving into mysteries like this together.